Me? What keeps me motivated? All right, I'll tell you. Imagine a world without motivation. Without motivation, we will never be able to complete a task. Imagine a car without a starting engine. We won't even start anything. Motivation is the key to progress and growth. Quite literally, actually. And for motivation to work, it needs to be realistic. There's no point in getting super motivated to be the president of the moon. Still, motivation is important in every aspect of our behavior. Any decision we make depends on our motivation levels. Studying for that exam, working on this project, even getting flowers for your other half depends on your motivation levels. For the sake of this video, let's focus on motivation for learning. Hey, it's important. Okay, so we established how motivation is important. But with all the motivation in the world, if we lack two basic resources, even if we're super motivated, if we don't possess those two extremely valuable assets, motivation would frustrate us even more. So I guess it's worth explaining those two essential elements first. Both of those resources come in limited supply, but as scarce as they are, there are ways that we can get more of them, and that's what we're gonna spend the rest of this video on. You know what they say about time being our most valuable asset?
This is the week of April, of which there are only 3 entries for a week.
Yeah, there'll be 4 maybe by April.
File tax.
So that taught you what? Not to crowd yourself too much and give yourself time to read and think and...
Right, that you control your time, and that sitting and thinking may be a much higher priority than a normal CEO who, you know, there's all this demand and you feel like you need to go and see all these people. It's not a proxy of your seriousness that you filled every minute in your schedule.
And people are going to want your time.
Yeah,
and it's the only thing you can't buy. I mean, I can buy anything I want, basically, but I can't buy time.
I always thought that we've been taught everything about the value of math, physics, arts. Heck, we're even taught the value of money at a very young age. But we are almost never taught the value of time. Time is scarce, not because it's not available. Time is always available. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, everyone has the same 24 hours a day. It is about priorities. What do you do in these 24 hours? The choices that you make. Netflix, social media, video games, spending time with friends and family, eating out. These are good things. They're not inherently bad. But if they come at the expense of learning, developing yourself, planning for your future, if you don't respect time, time waits for no man. Time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. So if there's one key takeaway that I would want you to keep from this video, it would be this. Once you lose it, you can never get it back. With all life temptations and distractions, which is ever increasing, the value of time is overlooked. It is an invaluable asset which is heavily wasted every day. So how do we fix that? You can download all the time management apps in the world, plan to your heart content, schedule your days all you want, but really, there's no app for time. And it goes back to one thing and one thing only. Your willpower. Stop it! It really is! Now you have taken steps to make time available. You committed to prioritizing your activities, and you sat down with all the intention in the world to learn. But something is still not right. You are reading the page multiple times. You are not able to focus. You feel sleepy. All of a sudden, you lack the needed energy to be productive. Clean energy, that is. You're probably watching this on your phone. Take a look at your phone battery percentage. Imagine if it's 10%. Unless you're 80, I can almost guarantee you will have a tiny panic attack. You'll stop everything you're doing, wouldn't you? You value your phone energy so much so that you'll ask strangers, taxi drivers, waiters for a charger. What happens if you feed your phone with energy from bad or incompatible sources? You wouldn't dare, would you? Also, if your phone energy is unusually drained, suddenly you turn into Sherlock Holmes and start inspecting your phone for bad apps. If we only treat our bodies the same way we treat our phones, just thinking about how we recharge and what drains our energy, we will realize that we have almost an infinite supply of it. Your energy, or lack thereof, is mainly attributed to 4 things. Our bodies are amazing machines. When it comes to food, less is more. Less carbs, less calories, less meat, less dairy, less fruits, more vegetables and healthy fats and greens. Yep, the less you eat, the more energy you get. And as an added bonus, your wallet will thank you for it. I didn't believe it too. I was a daily carnivore. I used to have eggs and steak in the morning, loads of carbs after my workout, and stuff myself before I go to bed. My training was fine. It's just that my learning, I wasn't as focused and sharp. Seriously, try it. Better research it and experiment with it. But I should warn you though, it's a bumpy start, so be mindful of that.
Oh.
Then comes sleeping. This has 2 aspects. First, getting 7 to 9 hours of consistent sleeping habits every night. This means sleeping every day at the same time, including weekends, and waking up every day at the same time, including weekends. Your body and mind will love you for it. Second, not eating 2 to 4 hours before you sleep and not consuming caffeine 8 to 10 hours before your bedtime. How many times you woke up from a long night's sleep but still feeling tired? If you don't eat 2 to 4 hours before your bedtime and don't consume caffeine 8 to 10 hours before you sleep, this will ensure you go into the REM sleep at least 4 to 5 times a night. And your body will not be busy working hard to digest all this food, but instead it will be free to rejuvenate and refresh your brain. At least this is what they say. But it's extremely accurate. I tried it. Try it yourself. Don't consume caffeine 8 to 9 hours before your bedtime and sleep on an empty stomach and see how you wake up. Then comes workout, especially resistance and cardiovascular. Seriously, our bodies are peculiar. Exercising provides us with energy. It does not consume it. Resistance training promotes muscle growth, while cardiovascular training takes care of the heart and blood circulation to deliver nutrients consistently to the brain. This can be as little as 10 to 30 minutes every day. And no, walking in the mall is not considered a workout. So please, do yourself a favor and take off that step calculator. It's all marketing stuff. I could almost guarantee you, if you apply the 3 elements for energy generating and preserving, the ones that we discussed so far, the 4th element, which is stress, will automatically be taken care of and will be reduced to a minimum. Although there's quite a bit of research that proves we have absolute control over our stress levels and how we can handle them. Stress has a massive impact on our physical and mental well-being, so be mindful of that. I can confidently tell you that you have the needed energy and willpower to get motivated. If you've made it this far in the video, you understand the value of time and your energy. So now we discuss the prerequisites for motivation. How do we actually get motivated to get started? In the next video, I will explain to you the science of motivation. And no, it's not what you think. Good night.